Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'm going to be doing your October love reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for some more details. And if you're resonating with this message, or if you're enjoying the content that I create, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. So let's take a look first at the overall energies for this month. Lovely. Imagine, this is about visualizing, really getting clear about what it is that you want to manifest in your life, especially since this is a love reading, especially in your love life. And then on the bottom, unbelievable. Yeah, you're imagining the perfect soulmate for you. You may already have this person in mind, like a specific person, or you could just be kind of getting into that sense of knowing that there is somebody special out there for you and that you're ready to receive them. One of the things that we have to do when we're trying to attract in or bring in a true soulmate is we have to really get into our heart space and almost have the feeling of that person being with us, even if we don't know what they actually look like, right? You have no idea who that person really is, but just really kind of like envisioning, but also feeling it in your heart. That you know that there's somebody special there for you, coming towards you. And you can almost feel their energy as you continue to visualize and really just, staying in that energy, knowing that there's somebody coming. And I feel like a lot of you are probably already doing that. Just like getting, it's kind of like a little flutter in your heart, knowing that there's somebody on their way. So now let's go to the soulmate cards. Let's see what we have here. We have cycles, pause, and perception. Okay, and then on the bottom, journal. So a lot of you, this is another message about really visualizing, even, writing down in your journal what characteristics it is that you want in this loyal heart, this soulmate connection. And it's the physical attributes possibly, but also the emotional, and what activities do you, want to share with this person? The qualities of their character. What is it that you're looking for in this person? It's really interesting because we have cycles, pause, and perception. And on cycles, it says momentum, stay grounded in the now, really nice. And then pause, in action, calmness, step back and wait for the sign. And then we have perception, red flags, delusion, perspective, see through your own false beliefs. So we're going to go to the tarot, but I have a feeling that for some of you, we're in this retrograde season. We still have 4 planets in retrograde. They'll all be going direct October 18th. But one of the things about planets being in retrograde is that it brings up sometimes people from the past or situations from the past. But I really think in particular for you, it's about bringing up belief systems that you have around soulmates, around romantic relationships, and maybe what it is that you want in the future, like taking another look at perhaps, the patterns that you've had in the past. How did you come, into having those patterns? And then also, your perception about perhaps past relationships that you've had or your belief systems. It's so funny. I was having lunch with a friend the other day, and she and I got into talking about, we have very different home decorating tastes, and everybody has their own, but we were talking about how we thought that part of it was the fact that you may acquire some of that. We were talking about, is that something you're born with, or is that something you acquire from like your family when you were young? And we were even talking about, this is so interesting, it kind of goes with this relationship. We were talking about that a lot of the styles that we like now as, adults is really not necessarily what we grew up with, but that we both said we met somebody or we went to somebody's house or something like that and we saw something in their house that we really liked, and that kind of stuck with us as a young child, and we really wanted that to be in our house as an adult. So it wasn't necessarily we had the taste that we grew up with, but it was something that we had seen in somebody else's house. And I kind of wonder if you're not looking at your belief system about what you have as far as your romantic love relationship beliefs, and it's not necessarily like you may have just kind of fallen into a pattern of following what your family or your religion or your peer group had, and now all of a sudden it's kind of like, wait a minute, well, how did I get this perception or belief system? And then you're going to be kind of like looking back and saying, yeah, but what I really want is that. It's kind of like really looking at, how did I get this belief system around love? And then, is that really what I want? Is that what my heart's calling me to, follow? Okay, so that was a tangent. But I think that's going to resonate because they really wanted me to tell that story. Okay, here we are. This is your present energy, and it's the Six of Swords. Moving on. I really feel like some of you are moving on from a belief system. It could be a relationship, but I really feel like this has something to do with perceptions or belief systems around romantic love. And you're moving on. Like, I think, you maybe have been single for a little bit. Maybe you've been looking, but not really. You're ready to get back into love, because I really think that card is there for a reason. But it's like you're having this little pause right now. Like, you may really want to have somebody in your life, but it's like you can't find anybody right now. And it's because it's divine timing. There's some divine timing here, and it's about really getting clear about, hey, what do I really want in a romantic love? And then how did I come across that belief? Is that what I really feel? Is that what I really want? Or is that what I just think, or did I just get that from, my family or whatever, or from a movie, right? Okay. Your area of resistance or your obstacle is a very difficult ending. You had some difficult ending. Now, I'm going to say that this ending probably came with the Tower moment. So this is the ending of a romantic relationship or a very deep soulmate relationship. And you needed to have that Tower. This is not coming up. I think this has already occurred. You had to have that Tower moment because the relationship that you were in was based on a belief system that really doesn't resonate with your heart, with your soul. And so the universe was like, no, we have to get you off of this path. You may have even had inklings that this isn't the best relationship for me, but you may not have known why. You may have actually had that little checklist, right? And you were like, oh, but they have a good job, or, they're financially secure, or, they're very loyal. You may have had a little checklist, and you may have even had that person look good on paper, but there was like no connection, right? And it's either it was a relationship that really went bad or it was a relationship that you just kind of felt like this really isn't going to go anywhere. Like you thought that it might because they were good on paper, but it just really wasn't progressing in your heart. And so some Tower moment came in to take that relationship off of your path, even though it was really painful, because there's something much better coming in for you. I truly believe this person is waiting in the wings. They really are. But what you have to do first is move on from a belief system that you have around love. Some thinking, it could be, love never lasts, or it could be, love is painful. It could be about the traditional roles that you think people should have within a relationship. There's something there that you need to kind of take a look at and ask yourself, like, what's the pattern? And so you could possibly start with, why did this relationship end? And the other person could have done something, right? Betrayed you or something like that. But ask yourself, well, how did I get into this relationship? What was it that I thought that I wanted out of this relationship? What did I think this person was bringing to the table? And then how does that align with what I really would like to have in a romantic relationship? Okay, so let's see what your advice is. 5 of Cups. Okay, this is, the energy of looking at the past and not recognizing the lessons. And that's why this new person hasn't come in yet. You're concentrating on what went wrong in the past. So what happens is whatever we're thinking about, we get more of. So if you're concentrating on what was wrong about a relationship and not concentrating on what you're imagining you want in your next relationship, then what you're going to do is just kind of keep stuck in this energy. You can't move on to the blessings. You can't move on to the next phase. And remember that whenever we leave one cycle and go on into the next cycle, we can't take everything with us. And there's some belief or perception about love that you definitely need to leave in the past so that this person can come in. I really feel like the person coming in is going to be very different than the persons that you have been with in the past. They're going to be very different. And that's why you have to clear out this, belief system. It could be even they're saying something about religion. So say perhaps, you feel like the person that you want to be committed to has to have the same religion as you do. Okay. And what they're saying is you've got to look a little bit broader. For some of you may have been a little narrow focused on some trait that you think that the person that you want to be committed to must have. So they must have like a certain type of job, or they make so much money, or, have a certain level of education, or come from some certain background. And it's almost as if you've been laser focused on that trait, but you haven't been taking a look at the person as a whole. So a really important message that, I'm getting, that you need to take a look at the person as a whole and not kind of like say, what is it, swipe left and swipe right based on, one specific trait. Now, for some of you, it could be looks, but I think it's something a little bit deeper than that, Capricorn. I don't think you're quite that shallow, right? When you're really looking for a committed relationship, there's something that it's almost like you're requiring, but it's kind of like limiting you from attracting the person that you really are meant to be with. Really interesting. Okay, and that honestly could come from your parents, right? Like maybe your parents said, oh, you must, marry or be in a committed relationship with somebody that went to college and, got this kind of degree or something like that, and you meet a musician, right? that hasn't gone to college, but is extremely talented and gifted and very financially secure. But it's kind of like, yeah, but they don't have a college education, they're not going to fit into my family. It's that kind of thinking that is holding you back from actually coming into alignment with your true love. Okay, so let's see what the outcome is. Seven of Pentacles, putting your time and energy, choosing who and what you want to put your time and energy into. I really feel like it's getting really clear about what your heart wants, once again, and journaling about it. Getting really specific and really asking yourself why. I keep hearing the word why. Justice. Yeah, this is nice. Bringing your love life is going to come back into balance so much. Like this relationship that's coming in is going to be so balanced. They're bringing something in that counterbalances, something of yours. They're not going to be exactly like you or exactly like what you're looking for, because they're going to be bringing something to the table that helps you to be more balanced. In other words, you're going to be like a perfect pair because you're going to balance each other. Really nice energy. Yeah, there could be a little bit of family drama or drama, about this choice. Ace of Wands, somebody really wanting, it's kind of like you wanting a fresh start in love. And I think this person coming in really wants you to take a fresh look at love. Really kind of exciting. I get the sense of an adventure, kind of almost like an adventure in love. Okay, so let's take a look at the Six of Swords. Yeah, Five of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Eight of Wands, Tower. There's your tower. Yeah, the tower is still kind of looming over you. You don't have the tower right now, but the energy of the tower is still kind of looming. There could have been a third party here. That won't resonate with everybody, but remember, a third party doesn't have to be an actual person. It could be career, or it could have been a hobby, or something that took their time and energy away from the relationship. Something that took, so that they weren't, the person you were with was not as focused on you as perhaps you really, wanted, your heart really wanted, because we have the Five of Pentacles. Feeling very alone and left out in the cold. You could have actually even had financial issues with this person. They could have overspent or something like that. Now, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about taking action. It's about communication. It's taking action to move past some belief system that you have had in the past and moving towards something that's more calm. We also have the Five of Wands. You're moving out of, typically this is moving out of turbulent water into more peaceful water. It's kind of like moving away from drama. You could have actually been attracted in the past. You may have, this isn't going to resonate with everybody, but you may have had parents that, were just very vocal. Some people just like to argue, right? I mean, it's kind of like, the way they work, right? You could have almost thought that you had to have that in your life. Like you almost had to have drama in your life in order for there to be love. Like that was a way of showing love or something like that. And it's kind of like moving away from that, because it probably even may have sparked anxiety in you, maybe as a child, even as an adult. But you're moving away from something. I definitely get the sense that, this tower moment has shifted your thinking, has shifted your perspective. I would also take a look at the tower moment, really deeply, like what, there, once again, there could have been a betrayal or something like that. But what was it about why that relationship fell apart? And you could be, well, yeah, they cheated on me or something like that. But then take a look at, well, what led up to that? And it's not like your fault. I'm not saying that, Capricorn, but like what led up to that? What traits in that person? What, do you think led to that? Were they somebody that couldn't commit? Okay. Perhaps they're just somebody that couldn't commit. right? And they got into a committed relationship with you, and it was kind of like, well, I can't just be with one person, just some kind of belief system that they had, right? And you were like, no, that's not what I'm looking for, right? But then if you take a look at what attracted them to you, maybe they had that 4-year college degree. You were just focused on that. You didn't realize that, hey, all of a sudden they kind of disappear every Saturday night, something like that. Okay, so take a look at the tower moment, and then take a look, compare that to, something that was really important to you, a certain trait that was super important to you. Do those two line up? Or did you say, oh, I'll compromise on this one thing because I really want somebody with a college education? So I'll compromise on that because this trait is really important. But then go back and ask yourself, is that trait really that important? Now there are some things like, faithful. That might be at the top of your list, right? Well, then you would be looking for signs. Is this person faithful? And you wouldn't be looking for signs. Do they have a college degree? Okay, moving on. Here is the Ten of Swords. There's obviously somebody that needs to hear that message. Okay, yes, you're getting clarity. Okay, so your area of resistance is that you're not getting the clarity about what type of soulmate you can really work with. You're looking at some other trait other than the connection trait. It's kind of like, what they say, this is not true, but, kind of like you can't, if you choose somebody just based on how they look, well, as people age and change over a lifetime, that the look is going to change. So you want to look deeper than the skin, right? Now, Capricorn, I'm not saying you were choosing people by what they looked like, but it's about, there's something specific here about looking at the connection that you're having, the soul, the heart connection that you're having with somebody. Yeah, here's the Temperance card. So the Temperance card is about patience, about waiting for the right one, and not over compromising. I think in the past you over compromised. I keep getting that, you're kind of like brushing some things under the rug. You're not, you're kind of overlooking some things because there's other things that are more important to you. But asking yourself now, are those things really that important? Okay, with the Five of Cups, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Very interesting because we have the Ace of Wands here too. Getting a new idea, getting a new perspective, definitely getting a new perspective. And I am going to say, I think it has something to do with money. We just have a lot of pentacles on the table. And then here is your advice. This is what your advice is. There's something about work here, bringing sadness or money. There's too much of a focus on money or making money. It's definitely, take a look at your perspective of your true soulmate and what it is that you're looking for as far as financial stability, career choice, amount of money in the bank, lifestyle, something like that. There's some connection that you need to look at, that you need to get a new perspective on because of the Ace of Wands here. You need to change your perspective. So, broadening your horizons. Of course, we all want somebody that, is somewhat financially stable, right? You don't want to get in a long-term committed relationship where, the person is not stable. Wow. Yeah, we have the Fool card here. It's going on a new path, looking at love in a whole new way. Really, I think it's going to shift. I think as soon as you make this shift in your head, It's not compromising. They're saying to me, it's not compromising. You're not compromising. You're broadening your focus about the person. Some of you have missed red flags because all you're doing is looking at one part of the person and not the bigger picture. So if you've had difficult relationships in the past, it's because you're not looking at the whole person. Yeah, look at this. You're ending one chapter of how you approach love or love partners and stepping into a new chapter. I mean, look at this, right? You're taking a risk on somebody. You're going to be taking a risk. You're going to put your time and energy and take a risk into something that is different, because what you're finding is your love life's not going the way that you want it to go, Capricorn. You're like, I am not happy. I'm not happy with the choices that I have. And it really is about, okay, I just got to almost like stand on the top of the world, right? And get a bigger, more global picture of the person, the whole person, and not just one part of it. And then put your time and energy into that, yeah, it's going to bring you more balance. It's going to be a much more balanced energy. I also feel like, this is the Libra card. You could be dealing with a Libra or have a Libra coming in, but Libra season, we're in Libra season right now. I feel like you are really going to either meet this person or have an opportunity to meet this person. It's really about open your mind, change your perspective now, because there's somebody waiting in the wings for you. Love it. Absolutely love this. Okay, so let's go to, oh my gosh. Yeah, oh my gosh. Stay optimistic, okay? This is your romance angel cards. Look at this. Soulmate. Love that. Yes, this is your soulmate. See, I feel like this person that's coming in is really a good, true, balanced soulmate. And then unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. That's what you had in the past, right? It was based on maybe just attraction or money or their lifestyle or something like that. And it's kind of like, well, it couldn't go the whole test of time. It couldn't go till the end of time because that changed, or that there were other issues that person had. And then we have, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner. So for some of you, you may already have met this person. You may not have actually started dating them. But I said at the very beginning, it's kind of like you may have in mind who this is, but it's definitely a new person coming in. I don't get an energy of somebody from the past. We don't have any of those cards. It could be. It is retrograde season. But definitely stay optimistic. Oh, this is so lovely. Okay, so let's pull a creativity oracle card. Perfectionism. Be content to know perfection as a distant utopian goal to which we journey but never arrive. Yeah. I really get a sense, because they're almost showing me a phone and somebody swiping left and right. Like, oh, that person isn't. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. But you're not taking the time to get to know those people. It's like a snapshot of that person, but it's kind of like, yeah, but okay, the profile might be there, and it says, you see right away that they have the college education. So, oh, yep, I'll take that one. Oh, this one doesn't. Nope, don't want that one. Like, you're kind of like swiping, but you're not even really recognizing what you're swiping, the other stuff, not looking at the other traits, not, reading the whole profile. Okay, and here is your angel message. Gratitude. Thank you is a heartfelt thanks to someone from someone you recently helped in some way. I, your guardian angel, also wish to thank you for the unconditional love you emanate to the earth, humanity, and those around you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are eternally blessed. May peace, grace, and love forever guide you along your sacred path. Really nice. I really do get this sense. I'm going to hold that up there just for a minute so that you can read that. And, I really feel like for some of you, this person may have already crossed your path in some way. You may have actually been very kind to them. And yet at the same time, you didn't recognize that they're kind of like a soulmate for you. That's kind of interesting. Sounds like it should be a movie. All right. Well, Capricorn, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this message. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. But I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.